Thank you very much for the welcome tonight. I have really enjoyed my time here so far in American Samoa. It's a blessing to be amongst you tonight.
After you to monitor the Inga, you also no matter of fear, Yay and Samoa, my family young for that to Mafta and Pony.
And thank you to the church that gave that special item before. That was really a special message, a song that I've been thinking about, but now you've sung it, so thank you so much.
After you to the Calisia of Foul, the Inga matter of fear, you also out to one, told him and they allowed to feel out my.
We'll never give up, we'll keep holding on. I bring greetings from my wife. She was with me once earlier, I think this year, and she was not able to come, but she said to pass the greeting. She loves coming to American Samoa, as I do, especially with friends, and also the wonderful food. I think Pastor Marvini and Kingsley and myself are trying our best to withhold eating everything. So thank you. And I want to say thank you too for the church here, that the renovation that has taken place is amazing. It's a real blessing to be here. It's so different from when I was here last time. And I know it's a big sacrifice, but thank you to the Kina Church for the upgrade that you've done here. And before I get to the message tonight, I want to explain why the three of us officers have come here this week. We don't normally travel together, but there is a reason why we came. We also had Mr. Francois Keat from the South Pacific Division. He's Associate CFO. He was with us for several days as well. And just like today we had Maranatha Church become an organised church, we're wanting to see development within American Samoa District. So the development we've been looking at is in relation to how can we help you folk become a mission. It is not the Trans-Pacific Union Mission that makes the decision, but we do the study and we send it to the South Pacific Division to look at. And we do appreciate the spirit that is here in this district. We appreciate the leadership of Pastor Willie and others. We thank you for your contribution to making this place alive and vibrant as a Seventh-day Adventist movement. And so with those remarks, I want to now get straight into the message tonight about keep holding on. And as you see up on the screen, I have the word Peter is the point of emphasis tonight. The actual picture which you have for your whono there is the picture, as Pastor Marvini has already made mention, that it's a hand reaching down and pulling up someone who is drowning, and in the background is a boat, and I see it's most likely Peter who is holding on to his master.
ia o se tangata e pe o lo la balemo ia ai o lo apa mai ele au na faola atu a tu atu alo e mai tawina e ele va ala tu atu ia pe folinga mai o pe teu le fa tau ia.
The Bible verse that I want to use as the foundation for our study tonight is Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 2.
Ia o le mau tu te fia fa au tuine le a fia finei o le perum tau pe lua a skulu lua lo fo pe lua.
I'll read it in the English and you can read it in the Samoan. Let us fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, who, for the joy set before him, endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God.
Mai ia va atu ia Yesu o le ne te te ina mai le na te whātua toina le whātua tua o le o sa i le sa tau na whātua va ia te le maa o le oli sa tu i o le luma o nofo fo o ia le tūtamu tau le li o le tua.
So my question is tonight is, who are you holding on to?
Yo lo fsini le afefnei o ai lo e pi mau atu ia.
Peter learned the hard way when he took his eyes off Jesus, he went down.
Ia whainga tālawa se awala na o ina ia pe tau ia le sona lea no mangoto atu lana.
And even though Peter was a friend of Jesus, there were times when he turned his back on Jesus.
E ui lava pe tau se si sa lata po se wo Yesu a iei teini sa furi tua tua i fo ia Yesu.
But after the cross we have a different Peter, a Peter who is fearless.
Ai no uma ia le whaasatorino Yesu na suia pe tau o stangata o le te fefe o toa loto.
A Peter who kept his eyes fixed on Jesus, the author and perfecter of his faith.
Ole Peteru ua whapenau taula i atu lana wa aia Yesu o le amataina ma whaatotoina no whaatutua.
In Acts chapter 4, Peter is standing before the Sanhedrin of those people who had condemned Jesus to death.
Ia i le ngalonom ta upu e wha o lo tarwa i Peteru ia sa tua ia tangata sa takaio i le temi sa whasotia Yesu.
And Peter is fearless when he says to the Sanhedrin, he says, "There's salvation is found in no one else. There is no other name under heaven given among men by which we must be saved."
A pitaina la unga atu ia Peteru la sa takaio le se si suafa i wha o inais i sos tangata i lalo la wa na o Yesu lava.
And so my question is, who are you holding on to?
Ala fsiri o iolo e ta haufi mau atu ai.
It's a better question, what are you holding on to?
Ia po le ha fo'i o lo e ta haufi mau atu ai.
Because a what could be things like money.
Ia pe le o mea pe o tupe.
But Jesus is not money.
Ai Yesu ele o stupe.
Jesus is a person.
O Yesu o le tangata.
We could be holding on to a position.
Ato no tatou tauwhi mau e tatou meto tino.
Or I could be holding on to my culture.
Tauwhi mau i o tatou tūmara.
There are many things I could be holding on to in this world.
E tele mea tatou te tauwhi mau e le nina langi.
But tonight we're not talking about things, we're talking about a person.
Ia ale Paul ne tau te leo tala noa ni mea, tatou tala noa i se tangata.
And as we look at the life of Peter, we're going to look at the life of Peter after the cross.
Ala tatou atu mata i le so malpo nei i le soifua o Peteru ina o mai ale satou.
Because after the cross, Peter was fearless.
Awa ina o uma whaasataroino Yesu na wa aia Peteru o le te fefe.
And our study of Peter after the cross is in Acts chapter 12.
Al tatou sa li linga lai mo mai le ngā luenga lam tau pa sumane lua e whaatau ia Peteru.
And just an overview of Acts chapter 12, when we started, James, in verse 1, has already been beheaded.
Ia, e o mai le tatou sa li linga i le ngā luenga le sumane lua ua whapena na slow lava vai loina ia le ao o Jakopo.
And Jesus had, you might say, 3 favorites.
Ia, ma sani na whape mai Yesu na whamtalanga.
There was Peter, James, and who?
Ia, o tangata ni fia e Yesu o Peteru, Jakopo, mai.
Yeah. So these are the special people that Jesus really invested his life in.
Ia, o tangata i to tolu sa whapena o na tamwhai Yesu o oina.
And at the start of this chapter, James has already been executed.
Ia, e amata mai la tatou tus whai tau lea ua whapena o whamutia soifua o Jakopo.
How come God would allow a tragedy like that to happen?
Pa whion whatangaina e le atua se nem tau tia whapena i tutu.
I believe that God is able to do anything.
Ia o te tono whaia le tuana whaia so sa mea.
But it's not for us to control what God does.
Ai le o tātou vaenga le fia pū leo me whaia le tua.
Last Sabbath in my home church in Suva, I again was what do you call it? Really sad inside.
Ia, lotu ai suva, sa penau no mai se ngona whano noa mawhatia.
Because our church pastor, Pastor Brian Chan, was there making announcements, but he was there without his wife.
Ona o mātou whaiwhi au, ia sa penau nei whaia ni se whaalauronga po se silanga. Ia au le to iai ia lon whatua.
At the end of June, when we came back from our Bible conference, his wife was sick.
O te foi mai le whono le sa whaia I Vanuatu, ia o ngase ia whatua.
And within days of going to hospital, she was in a life support.
Ia ele leva ona watu le whamai ona awele pota fia.
We had an anointing for her.
Sa whaia le whaunga mo ia.
And for 3 weeks she was in the ICU.
Tolu leva yaso o ia pota fia na.
I still struggle because we had prayer and we had so much prayer for Rosie.
Ya ele o fai ele fai ngo fia ia ta o nai. Tele tar sanga sa faia mo le tina.
The hospital became a prayer room for us.
Na ve ele fal mai o se pota talo le mo le matu kalesia.
And it was with great sadness we had the news that she passed away.
Ya e ui level telo ia talo no me level tala ua baliu ia faltua.
And at age 34, just too young.
Ya e na tolu sumu fam tu sanga e lai titi level ia.
The day of the funeral, one of the people made this small wreath with her name on it, and I took the picture, but my heart is still saddened for her husband.
Ya sa faia le laula au tu o lunga ngoa ya ai matua ile ngona lava ya on fa no noa ona ocean to lua por fa chunga fi au.
I wish I had answers as to how prayer works and how God works.
Ya mai we pena ya se tali o me uma lava ile ngalue ale tua.
We wrestle in prayer, and sometimes we just wonder what's happening.
Ya finau te talo ya uma e te le lopo la mo tu.
But the words of the song which were sung before, never give up, Jesus is coming.
Ya ai upo le inga salangina aua ta te fa babulu o le a fio mai Yesu.
Never give up, keep holding on.
Au le fa vai uma pe.
And so I want to come to the chapter, Acts chapter 12, and we're going to go through in detail the story of Peter as he is in trial.
Ya tato mai langa nga suma le lua lo tato mai moina ya se taimi fa ngata fa ngai ma Peter.
Acts chapter 12 and verses 4 and 5.
Fa upe fa ma le lima nga duenga suma le lua. Ya le la fa tawina tu fa Samoa. Ua pue ia te ia, o na tu wai lea i le whare pui pui, ma tu ina atu tangata tau e toa tai toa wha, iwa senga e wha, e leo ia te ia, o manatu ia e tai ane ia te ia i le nuu pe ama vai le paseka. O le nei, o leo ina pe teuru i le whale pui pui, a ua whaia le te talo wha taua nau i le tua, e le kale sia mo ia.
But the church was praying. The church was praying to God for Peter to be saved.
Au whaia le te talo whataua nau i le tua i le kalesia ina ia saunga le mupe teu.
When it came to the Herod and the opposition to the church, it seemed like the church was going to slow down and be destroyed.
Ia, i le teimi leo Herota. Ia, e fōringa mai ua tau a matau na whai ifo le soifanga Peter.
But the key in this verse is that last part, but the church was earnestly praying.
Ia, au le mea silion ta ua i le whai upulea, o le whai upulea whape mai ai, A o lo te talo whaataua nau le kalesia I le tua.
I'm going to continue reading through Acts chapter 12, and as we go through, I'm going to try something. I'm not sure how, Lupe, we can do this, but I want some response. And as I put up on the screen the next passage, put it up on here, you'll notice on the screen I put some little round circles with praying hands. When we come to that in the verse, I would like you to repeat as a congregation the words, and I'll put them in the yellow on the side there, but the church was earnestly praying.
Ia, lela tātou whaitau, e hau atu lor whaitau, bela tanga I atua I lima lai pe umai lai talo, o na whai mai nole le kalesia I upu lai lang samsama, whamon mon. E hau atu whaitau na le mela I lima, whamon mon.
Can I try that in English?
Ia, lela tau whai atu whapretania o na le statu kop whasamo.
So when I come to the praying hands, I want you all to say, but the church was earnestly praying. Okay. The night before Herod was to bring him to trial, Peter was sleeping between two soldiers, bound with two chains, and sentries stood guard at the entrance. Suddenly an angel of the Lord appeared, and a light shone in the cell. He struck Peter on the side and woke him up. "Quick, get up," he said, and the chains fell off Peter's wrists. And we'll continue. Then the angel said to him, "Put on your clothes and sandals." And Peter did so. "Wrap your cloak around you and follow me," the angel told him. Peter followed him out of the prison. But he had no idea what the angel was doing. What the angel was doing was really happening. He thought he was seeing a vision. And we're just going to pause here for a moment.
Ia, lela tātou tāwhina.
We haven't finished the story yet.
Ele umatala.
When the angel comes to see Peter, what is Peter doing?
Ina ua sau ia la gelu e vai a Peteu, lan mea a Peteu ro fai.
He's asleep.
Na le moi lava.
Would you be asleep if you knew that tomorrow you're going to be executed?
Ia, e te moi no lava pe ai lo tai au le fa umai lo soifua.
There's something different about Peter, that he's asleep.
E me le tupu be ese a Peteu na le moi lava.
There's no way that I would sleep if I knew that tomorrow is going to be my execution.
O no na te le moi pe fa pe te lo tai au e fa umai.
But there's a change in the Peter we saw before the cross.
O tātou mai tawina, le sui o Peteu.
And when the angel comes and says, "Get up and your chains will fall off," Peter did not know what was happening.
Ia, ai te I Peteu tu la ngelu ma fai mai ina tu la I lunga. Awa wale lo Peteu po la mene tu.
While Peter was sleeping, what was the church doing?
A o moe ia Peteu la mene kale sin fai.
They were praying, but Peter was asleep.
Ia, te talo le kale sia a lai ta nulu ia Peteu.
Is it right for the pastor to be asleep while the church is praying?
Ia, sa o ele meo le moe le fai au a lai talo le kale sia.
But Peter had no worries.
Ia, ele I popole a Peteu se mea.
He had nowhere to go. He was chained up.
Ele isa si me anu ia wale loka I fili.
It must have been so uncomfortable, but he was asleep.
Ia, a tonu ele se me leile mea ma le leile sa o moe a to ngase moe Peteu.
And when the angel says, "Wake up and get up,"
Ia, e sau ila gelu mai sole, no foi lunga.
he thinks it's just a dream.
Fa pe ia ai se miti.
Yeah. And so we come back to the story. Now we come to verse 10, right? And we'll come back to when you see those hands again, we'll ask you to...
Ia la te fa wot fa te watu fa pretania e te tali mita tau ile lam samsama fa mamu.
They passed the first and second guards and came to the iron gate leading to the city. It opened for them by itself, and they went through it. When they had walked the length of one street, suddenly the angel left him. Then Peter came to himself and said, "Now I know without a doubt that the Lord sent his angel and rescued me from Herod's clutches and from everything the Jewish people were anticipating." Did you know that there are some gates that are closed that we cannot open? That only God can open. And there are some gates that God will not open, but he wants us to open. And we have to have faith that God will open the gates that are holding us back. And so we come back to Peter. Now he's wide awake and he realized that was an angel. And it's interesting that the angel makes sure he goes into the city, not out of the city. And where does Peter go when he's now wide awake and free? Where is he going? He goes to where the church is praying. Oops. And the last verse I have in this story is verse 12. When this had dawned on him, he went to the house of Mary, the mother of John, also called Mark, where many people had gathered and were what? Praying. So this prayer meeting was an intense time of wrestling with God. I won't read the rest of this story, but I'll tell you the rest of the story, because Peter goes to the door and knocks. They must have wondered, who is this? Because the door is locked. And Rhoda goes to the door, has a discussion with whoever's on the outside, and gets so excited she runs back and does not open the door. And she goes, "It's Peter. It sounds like Peter who's outside the door." And they say, no, it must be his angel. I wonder if they thought he was already dead. And this is like a message coming to them. They were so frightened they did not even want to open the door. And eventually Peter convinces them, "Open the door, it's me, Peter." I'm sure that some of them had thought that it was all over, because like James had died, they thought he was going to die as well. And sometimes our picture of God is tested through prayer. Because we pray and sometimes God does not answer. But the church of God continued to pray. And I have been impressed in my trips to American Samoa at the emphasis of prayer across these churches.
Ia, mitua e fia lava i le mai tauina o le tele o e ka le sia o loo whapena o whamafa e whai o tālo sanga i nei e mil Samoa.
And I would like it to be said of your churches that the church was earnestly praying.
Ia, o te fia wai le ka le sia, ia a o whapena o na tatalo.
And I want to tell a story which is my own experience with many years ago about the struggle that I've had with prayer.
So fifa so atu ia le tulanga sa ia o mala o langa tatalo e le apena fo i ona sa so longa le.
And I'll put up on the screen a picture of this man. And probably not many of you would know him. I spoke from the union, know him, but his name is Pastor Neil Watts, a retired pastor.
Ia stasi leo fai fe au sa tai fo i le tato uni Neil Watts.
He was the president of the Western Pacific Union Mission, WPUM.
Ia sa very presidente o le uni la.
And this is the days when I was secretary of Vanuatu Mission.
Al temi leo lo ve ia o ma fai lo tusi fo o le misiona Vanuatu.
It was a Saturday night. I went to the airport to pick up Pastor Neil Watts.
Ia o le pola sto na isa walo e mai o i man bala vale.
He was just flying within Vanuatu, left after Sabbath and was flying back to Port Vila.
Ia o le lau te fo i mai i lau mua i Port Vila.
We had communicated before he left and I knew which time he was arriving.
Ia sa ma so tai lava temi ai le ia ese mai ia le lau o sauni o lo temi tonu mai ai.
It was a little bit rough, the weather that night, but it wasn't too bad.
Ia sa le lava ia le tau i le po.
I waited at the airport and the first plane came. I was hoping he was on it, but he wasn't on it.
Ia sa tonu mai ia le vale mo le po le tonu mai ia le sa ia le fake out.
One of my friends who got off the first plane said he'll be on the next one, which is about 15 minutes later.
Ia ai sa westa so o le vale le fai mai o le sa le si vale so mai.
And I waited 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and no plane.
Ia sa o fa tali lava su 5 minute tolu sfulu i tu la afai tu la le ai le sis.
There's just silence in the airport.
Le se va tonu mai na o le sa o il mala vale.
So I went behind the counter into the rooms where they say no entry.
Ia au te watu na e fa sa na anu tonu va ai ia le me tonu mai tangata.
And I started to interrogate the first person I found. Where is this plane?
Ia ma o matona o su ia tangata sa o maua i le mala vale te mi le ma o fa pe atu o feno i vale le.
And this man said, oh, it's turned around and gone back to another island.
Fe mai tangata le o to fo i le si motu.
I said, it cannot go back to that island. There are no lights on that runway. There's no lights on that runway.
Ia ele fento fo i vale le na le se mo li i na motu e ani ai.
He said, well, we don't actually know where it is.
Ia fe mai o te mo te le lopo fe o ia.
I said, when was the last time the pilot talked to you?
Ia o fisi le tu le o te mo boli na tala no mai pai la te ia oi.
He said, about half an hour ago.
Mai ia pe o le afai tu la.
I said, where was he?
Ia o fe o ia.
And he said he was at Alpha 1, which is a point which I know from fishing.
Ia o le benda sa ia te le lopo le le ngol.
About 10 kilometers from the airport.
Ia pe ama skulu ia kilomita mai le mala vale.
Yeah. And I said, now I'm thinking the plane has crashed.
Ia le la o ma natu nei pe u mala vale le ua pa u.
I said, has the beeper gone off? The beeper, when a plane crashes, a beeper, EPIRB goes off.
Ia o na a pa u vale le fa pe na emo mai ia mena.
He said, yes, it did, but only for about 3 minutes.
Ia pa ko lu abi uke.
And so I said, the plane has crashed in the ocean.
Ia ua pa u vale le sami.
He said, we don't know.
Fa mai ma te le lo.
I was angry.
Vi kai le po.
I asked, now the police are coming to the airport. I said, where is the plane? And they said, oh, we think it's crashed on another island.
Ia ko fisi le tu fa mai le pe u ma la ua. O lai pa u lungo le si motu.
I got in the car and I drove straight back to the mission.
Ia sa o so ta vale mo to fo I mission.
I saw my wife and she said, what's wrong? I said, let's go to the bedroom.
Sa la to fai to lua.
Shut the
To
door.
lua. Ai mo tupu.
Yeah, I shut the door there and I just cried because As far as I knew, the plane had crashed and my friend Neil Watts was dead.
Ia o watu fai tau te talo. Awa o matua ma mawhai loto. Ma loo mawhau. Awa o lea ua. Fōringa mai ua oti la uo.
I immediately rang Australia, our headquarters in Australia, and talked to leaders in our church to let them know of this plane crash.
Ia sa o so tai tu loe fa ulunga le kalesia i Australia. Fai loa iai o lea ua pa uva lele sa oia.
I went up to, we rang all around the Pacific to his home. His wife was still in Vanuatu.
Ia sa fa pena so tai solo ia ona ainga i Pasifika. Ai o lonto lua lea lava i Vanuatu.
And I was about to ring his wife and tell his wife that he had passed away.
Ia ma o fa pena fa ilo atu i lona fatua. Ia ua maliu ia siona ainga.
I have a very wise wife myself.
Ia fea si poto so to lua.
She said, do not tell anyone that he is dead until you see the body.
Ia fa mailan fautuanga. Awa te ta ua i se se ua maliu ia fa au se i vanga na ua eva ailan tinu maniu.
And so it was a difficult night.
Se po whainga tālea pōia te.
Our house became the place where the media was ringing, the people were ringing. But one thing that happened, which I did not understand,
Ia o le whainga tāi o le pō tau whaivili mai uma ia li te oma, ranga whaasalalau, ia ai ele me tasi lea.
after doing the first lot of ringing, I went up to the church. There were still people at the church.
Ia na umaro le vili mo mo tangata, walu roa i le whalsa.
And as soon as I announced it, everybody gathered around and said, let's pray.
O latu whasalo i ele kalesia mo vai atu tātou te tala.
And I thought, why pray for someone who's dead?
Sa o mawawhau ifo, ai sa me te talo i fua mo tangata o la uoti.
I had worked it out in my brain that this plane had crashed because the beeper had gone off. It had crashed in the ocean. It had only lasted 3 minutes. And that was it. That was the end.
Ia ono lea lava o te tolo mawawhau o lea sa o la mai whailo ilo lea tau mai ai o la ua pa uru wa lele.
And they started prayer chains, praying, and I left them back to the telephone.
Ia, mātu te talo, hape nai lava me te talo.
Early the next morning, we finally said to my wife and I, we finally said, we must get some sleep before we get back into this in the morning.
Ia, tai au pō lava, ia ono whātua mātu ainga, ia whaisina mālo longa, tatu le toi fo in tau pula.
We were trying to sleep when the phone rang,
Sa mātu tamu whaisina mālo longa, ai toi vidi mai telefoni,
and my wife picked it up,
ai tali mātu ainga.
and the man on the other end said, there's someone here to talk to you.
Ia ai e vidi mai e tangata le mai e tangata le ifi tano tia te oe.
And then she said, who is it?
Ona whai mai leo nung tōru oina.
And he said, Neil.
Ia o Neil, o whai au lea lem whai mai le whapeu hoti.
And my wife says, Neil who?
Whai mai e tala e whatua, Neil ai.
And he said, Neil Watts.
Neil Watts.
And by this time I'm on the other phone.
Ia taimina lea la wau lunga whora telefoni.
And we're talking. What happened? Where are you? What's happening?
Ia tau whai tali ai lava mawhsiri ma, isi mawhsiri po a mai.
As far as I was concerned, he was dead.
Ia lo lava mawhau ua oti mo maliu ia whai whai.
He said the plane crashed and we swam for 6 hours in the rough ocean.
Whai mai ia whai whai sa pa u le wa lele lunga le sami ma matu a au ai i le matu i le ono i tūla.
There were 12 people on board.
Sfuru lua tangata sai lunga le wa lea.
And Neil Watts was able to get 5 people together and to swim and held them together and saved the other 4.
Ia o le na le toa lima i la tau na sawa mai le wa lea. O le whai au mai tangata toa whana so ani la tau te whai au si watas.
And here I was saying, what's the use of praying?
Ia, whai mai he rota, la leo nao ngā tu talo i le kalesia.
The church at the time of Peter had seen James being killed.
Awana ma aia e le kalesia i le whaamute ino le soifua i a kopo.
And they were expecting that unless God stepped in and did a miracle, Peter was going to be killed the next day.
Ya le moni lava na le ye le tua fa pena ona awai ile fa vitauli le ya lava soifua o Petero.
And while Peter was sleeping, the church was praying.
Ya wa o malolo ma moe ya le ona le tua ya Petero o lo te talo lava le kalisi.
And here is a picture the day after Neil Watts survived with another one of the survivors. We had a special memorial service in our church for all those who had been lost, plus the survivors. And we praise God for those 5 who survived. And we don't know why the other 7 were lost.
I'll
come back to Peter. Keep holding on. Last Friday in Fiji, I was coming back from an island in a small boat and it was very rough. And it may be hard to see, but this is a picture in the boat. My friend took it of this small girl who was sound asleep. Other people were vomiting. It was very rough, but she was fast asleep. This world is a mess, but we can have the peace of God that passes understanding. What was it that gave Peter the ability to sleep the night before he was to be executed? It was Peter had already surrendered himself to Jesus Christ. He had surrendered his hopes, his dreams, his everything to Jesus Christ. Jesus had saved him in the past when he was going down in the ocean. And Jesus is the one that we want to hold on to again tonight. And we hold on to Jesus through 2 things. One is prayer, and the other is surrender. Are you a person of prayer? And are you a person of surrender? Let us fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith. I don't understand how God answers some prayers and not others. But I know that we all love a God who, when we pray, God listens. Are you willing to take the challenge tonight to be a person of prayer? Because I want to ask us to make a commitment tonight to be a person of prayer and a person of surrender. And so I'm going to ask if you are willing to take this challenge to be a person of prayer and a person of surrender, at this point in time to just stand up and say, God, I surrender myself to you. This is not the benediction, but if you're willing to stand up and say, Lord, I want to surrender myself again to you tonight.
Te na o whapeatu le tua le ie o te tu inatua o atoa ia te oe. Ma tu inatua o stangata te talo le pōnei.
Never give up. Jesus is coming.
Aua le whaawaiwai.
It's the darkest just before dawn.
Ua le awhio mai Yesu o le malamalama le neo tai ao.
Never give up. Jesus is coming.
Aua le whaawaiwai le awhio mai Yesu.
Never give up. Keep holding on.
Aua le whaawaiwai tā ofi maupea.
This is not the benediction, but I just want to pray for you that the surrender that you've made again tonight, that God will honor. Let's just pray. Father in heaven,
O mātou te mai langi.
you are an awesome God.
O e lava se atua mātou fie.
Peter put his full trust in you.
Na tu inatu le whatutuanga atoa o Petero ia te oe.
And despite the worst that could happen, on the next day he slept.
E ui lava le mea whawhita au le soifuanga na se soo molo soifua ai sa ia moe lava ma le while mu.
And tonight we stand because we want to surrender our hearts to you.
Ia o mātou tutulai le ne pōna e whia tu inatu atoa i mātou.
We surrender our position, our possessions, our everything to you.
Mātou te tu inatu ato umalava, mātou me tō tino i mātou umalava ia te oe.
And may you guide and bless every head that is bowed here tonight, I pray in Jesus' name.
Ia e whamanuia i nātou umalava i le nei a whia ono Yesu.
Amen.
Amen.